Parker Hamill, friend.
Alexis Dennis, friend.
Dylan Blackhart, friend.
Audrey Puckett, friend.
Carson McLaughlin, friend.
55.3 million people die each year, and each of them are faced with a choice of what will happen to their body after death. There are many different options available to you that you may not realize. With the options I share with you today, please consider our Earth and how a typical ground burial can be harmful and leave a carbon footprint. Traditional burials are not the only option you have. In recent years, there has been a push to change the way the dead are buried. Environmental and spatial issues are the reason for this push. Many new and somewhat creative ways have been thought up to help reduce our carbon footprint on the Earth. Our carbon footprint is the amount of carbon dioxide produced to support human life. The push has brought to what is now called a green burial. According to everplants.com, green burials have to have little impact on our Earth. Green burials will also help conserve natural resources, preserve the environment, and protect health and industry workers. To preserve the environment, green burials use a biodegradable casket, or also known as a green casket. These caskets do not emit toxins into the ground. Since there are no toxins being put into the ground, natural resources are protected, like groundwater. Groundwater is important to us and plants and animals. These caskets are important because they let plants and animals live in their natural habitats. The well-being of healthcare and industry workers will also be protected. Unlike traditional ground burials, green burials will not use formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is a chemical that has been proven to cause health risks like cancer in people who are exposed to this chemical for long periods of time. Green burials use essential oils instead. Essential oils are natural oils that are extracted from different parts of plants. It is safe to put the oils back into the earth due to them being natural, and they also are safe to work around. Green caskets are also made by companies that have been fair trade certified. This ensures the workers are employed in safe environments and receive a fair wage for their work. These companies also do not use toxins when making their green caskets. Green caskets can be made from bamboo, cardboard, wool, banana leaf, and even willow. We should all move away from traditional in-ground burials. Ground burials that are the norm now are very environmentally unfriendly. The chemicals are only one hazard, but can and have done damage. Chemicals like formaldehyde, phenol, methanol, and glycerin are all used. These chemicals are used in each stage of the burial process. Embalming and even cremation let chemicals escape into the air and soil. Each year, 800,000 gallons of these chemicals are buried into our earth. The wood used for caskets equals 4 million acres of forest. In perspective, this amounts to 1,849.1 colbies. Commercially made caskets can take centuries to decompose. Wood caskets will eventually rot, and metal caskets will rust. Wood caskets often have a paint or veneer, which is also harmful. Making caskets uses large amounts of energy and emits carbon. Maintaining cemeteries uses excessive amounts of water, fertilizers, and pesticides. After this water is used for lawn maintenance, it is then filled with toxins that come from the caskets. And cemeteries in the U.S. alone use approximately 1 million acres of land. A typical funeral is also pricey. The casket alone can cost anywhere from $345 to $12,000. Altogether, the funeral process can cost on average $10,000. Now that you know the difference between a green burial and a traditional burial, I will share with you different options. Many ideas have been thought up for the health and future of our planet. There is cremation. Cremation has a much lower cost, and it will not take up space if you're not buried underground. Cremation is much less harmful to our earth, but there are still chemicals that are released into the environment. These chemicals can range from carbon monoxide, soot, sulfur dioxide, heavy metals, and even mercury. Cremation is sterile, but when released back into the environment, it will not put nutrients back into our earth. Stephanie Pappas, the writer of After Death, 8 Burial Alternatives That Are Going Mainstream, wrote about a natural burial. Natural burial has no embalming process. The body is wrapped in a shroud or a burial sheet and then placed into a biodegradable casket to decompose naturally. The body is put back into the ecosystem and then can nourish plants. The method of burial began in 1989. The cemeteries often double as a nature preserve. Eternal burial reef is the next way to be put back into the Earth's ecosystem. Artificial reef material is made from a mixture of concrete and your crushed bones. These burials let dying reefs and oceans have a second chance at life. The newest kind of green burial is called space burial. This form will shoot your ashes into space by a rocket headed towards the stars. Space flight is expensive, so only 1 to 7 grams of your ashes will be sent into space. The money is spent mainly for fuel costs. With space burial, you have more than one option. Your ashes can orbit the Earth and burn there for $3,000, or they can be launched to the moon or even deep space for $10,000. If you're wanting to help out the Earth but also make a larger difference in short term, plastation would be for you. Plastation is where your body is used for research in medical schools and anatomy labs. Your organs will be preserved there. After your organs are harvested, you can be remembered by being put on display to create a museum. Freeze drying is the next kind. It's also called permission, and this helps nourish the Earth. The body is first put into liquid nitrogen. Vibrations then shake the body to help evaporate water or liquid left behind. Then any implants or fillings are removed. The leftover is buried into a shallow grave. In this grave, the remains will mix with oxygen and water, turning them into compost. One of the most green ways to be buried is called a pod burial. Pod burials were designed by Anna Satelli and Raoul Bretzel. They created an organic biodegradable pod. This pod is made from starch plastic. Starch plastic is made out of corn and potatoes. This pod will turn a person into nutrients to feed a tree seed. The tree will be attached to the pod and will grow above. Instead of a cemetery, these pods will be placed into a memory forest. And these forests will allow family members to help the tree grow. Instead of destroying forests for caskets that will harm the earth, this green burial will add to the number of trees in the environment. As you can see, green burials are much better for the environment. Instead of hurting, they will help and make our earth healthier. Traditional burials are harmful, and it's time for a much needed change. With these points I shared with you, I hope you'll be able to move away from a traditional ground burial and consider our earth when making your choice.